Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to now smooth out what we have laid down, which is just to get an idea of what she'd look like. And we're going to yeah, and then after that we can then add in more colors and start really playing with her dimensions and giving her character and working on a skin color, adding in the shadows, the highlights, the glow, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, hopefully that is better and you can see better. We're just gonna go in now. So as always, light, gentle pressure so we don't damage the tooth of the paper. We want to be very careful, and yeah, we just basically smoothing out what we laid down. So it's sort of a blend but without burnishing. Okay, hold on, this pencil needs to be sharpened. Okay, I'm back with a nice sharp pencil now. All right, so with having a pencil nice and sharp, you are able to get right in there by the lines, and it's I don't know, to me it lays down pigment more easily. It's like it gets into that tooth of the paper and it can grab the color off the lead. Okay, so yeah, so we're just going to go around and blend out what we have laid down, bearing in mind that she's going to end up having quite a dark, I say in inverted commas, skin tone because of the shadow from the cave that she's sitting in. I just want to say how incredibly grateful I am for the beautiful responses that I received from my previous video. I'm really just so overwhelmed and heartwarmed by the responses, and I'm really very grateful. Thank you so much. Oh, here comes a train, guys. You know me and trains. Sorry for the noise. Hopefully it won't do that high-pitched screeching as it goes around the corner. Yeah, I'm just very grateful, and thank you to every beautiful person who took the time to leave a comment and make suggestions. I'm very grateful. Thank you. I want to thank Elsa in particular for suggesting the topic of South African fauna and flora, so I will cover that a bit through this video, and I'll include some pictures for you to so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about and you have some sort of reference. And I want to also thank the beautiful, kind-hearted, amazing, just absolute gem of a person, Debie from Color Me Stress Free. She's been there for me the whole time, the whole way through my my YouTube journey. Oh, stumbling over my words today, forgive me. She's just been with me the whole time, and I'm just so very thankful and grateful and really appreciate all that love and support, Debie. You are absolutely amazing. And if you do not know Debie from Color Me Stress Free, I will include a link to her channel in the comments below. She's got a wealth of tutorials and reviews and videos for you to go and explore. She uses all sorts of mediums, and she's very entertaining to listen to and get to know. I really enjoy her channel. I've been watching it for many years now, and I absolutely adore her as a person. I have so much respect and love for that beautiful lady. Thank you, Debie. You're absolute angel in my world, and I am so very grateful and forever in your debt for all you have done to support me through this journey that I'm on. Thank you. So yeah, what have you guys been up to? It has been rather quiet on my side, other than the fact that I had to go and do bloods yesterday. I did bloods and I went for an ultrasound. I have a problem with my liver. It's not serious. Basically, what it boils down to is I need to lose weight. Oh gosh. And I do not have the willpower or restraint right now to cut sugar out of my diet, because I love my sweet treats. So yeah, we'll we'll see how that goes. I'll have to come up with a plan of some sort. Thankfully, it's not a drastic diet I need to go on. I just need to lose weight slowly. I've got fatty liver at the moment, and I just need to be careful and take better care of myself and lose weight. I have to say though that every time I do go to a hospital here, I am blown away. It is so impressive to see how clean the hospitals are. And I'm not talking about private care. So those who are from South Africa who are listening, I'm talking about public, NHS. It's unbelievable how brilliant the service is and how amazingly clean and hygienic and professional the medical system is here. The hospitals are brilliant. I had a fall about, I don't know, it was about over a month ago. I fell down the stairs outside. Those bad boys, they got wet and I didn't see, and I slipped down on my backside and slid off the top step all the way down to the bottom step. I'll include a photo so you can see what I'm talking about. It was painful, to say the least. And highly embarrassing. I slipped off the top step while holding a rail that you would put your coat hangers on and, you know, dry your washing on, or even store your clothing on. And yeah, that guy went flying and bounced off my head on every step. Sorry, I'm a very visual person, and I get an image of what I must have looked like on that day. As painful as it was, and as much of a shock to the system as it was, I'm sure people, if anybody did see me, they went inside to laugh. I'm not surprised that when I eventually was able to get up, that there was nobody in sight, because I must have looked hysterical. Hangers flying in every direction, and yeah, and the rail then, like I say, bouncing off my head every step of the way. Just embarrassing. But being a South African, we're rough and tough, and we try to avoid medical expenses as much as possible. So I just got up and dealt with it and moved on. Until a couple of days later, I started feeling very ill. I mean, never mind the absolute agony I was in. I'm pretty sure that I either fractured or broke my coccyx. But yeah. But I started feeling very, very ill. Nauseous, throwing up, terrible headache, and just not feeling like myself. So we had to phone a doctor to seek medical advice, but it was a Sunday. I think it was a Sunday when this happened, when I started feeling so ill. So, and it was probably about 3 or 4 days after this entertaining fall, painful but entertaining fall. And yeah, so we tried to phone doctors, but obviously our medical practice had closed by that time. So we had to phone, I think it was 999, to just seek medical advice, to find out what we need to do, if I need to go to A&E, what is it that I need to do. And they were absolutely amazing on the phone. I must say, they were easy to get hold of. And they listened to my rambling and sob story. And they then dispatched an ambulance to come check me out. Instead of telling me to just go to A&E, they dispatched an ambulance. I was like, what? That's amazing. I was so grateful because I was in so much agony as well and feeling so awful. I just thought, if I have to go and sit in an A&E now for hours on end, I think I'll just cry. Because the idea of, well, I couldn't sit at that point in time. I mean, I wasn't able to sit at all. I had to lie down for, I'd say, three weeks or so. Yeah, I couldn't walk for at least 5 days. So anyway, obviously it's not an emergency, so it took a while for the ambulance to come, but they came. In South Africa, if in an emergency circumstances, the ambulance gets there in like an hour, and that's an emergency. I'm talking about a car accident. I'm talking about, I won't get into the crime situation there, but where people's lives are at stake, it takes them like an hour or so to get there. So I couldn't believe that for a fall, an ambulance actually arrived with these lovely, lovely ladies who thoroughly checked me out and decided to take me into the hospital just to run some tests to make sure that I don't have, a head injury, because the symptoms I was experiencing were similar to that of concussion and possibly a head injury. They were brilliant and just so kind. And I know being in the medical profession, you expect people to be this way, but people aren't. You don't always get professional service. So I was just really impressed by how compassionate and patient and really, really kind and helpful that these lovely ladies were. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much here because it's going to get very, very dark in this section. I just want like a normal skin tone of sorts to come through when we do lay heavy shadows down in that area. So, and remember, we don't press hard. We just keep going over that same area over and over and over until the color saturation is where you want it to be. Yeah, so they took me to the hospital and did all the tests and everything. And I was there till 2 in the morning, I think. But professional, attentive, helpful. I was so impressed. And I'm sorry to keep doing the comparison to South Africa. And if that annoys you, you're welcome to tell me to rather just shut up about that. I don't mind. I won't take offense. I get it. But I'm just, for you to understand where I'm coming from, why I'm so easily impressed. It's all relevant, So in South Africa, you don't have a decent public medical service at all. It's it's shocking, the state of the public sector for medical care. And you know, in South Africa, if you're not on a private medical aid, you will probably die. You probably won't make it. It's yeah. To get decent care, you need to be on private medical care. And sorry, I thought I heard a train coming. So, and that to be on that private medical care, you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money every month. It is, you're looking at about between 8 to 10,000 rand per month for a decent medical aid, and that was 4 years ago. 2-3 years, yeah, let's say 2-3 years ago. That's about 500, over 500 pounds per month for private medical care. And if you go into the hospital for any reason, you will still pay in thousands and thousands of rand to make up the deficit. So the reason I'm telling you about this is because with my whole liver situation and going into the hospital with an ambulance dispatched and the whole thing, I haven't received a bill in the post. And it's like, holy smokes, is that for real? I can't believe it. It's just, we're on NHS. It's not like we're on private medical care and I don't have a bill. It's phenomenal. So it's a huge difference coming from a third world country to a first world country, and just seeing how differently things operate. And I get now why South Africa is a third world country. It is so far behind. When we arrived in the UK and I started, experiencing the buses and the tube and all of that, I was like, holy smokes, in South Africa, we are literally living in the dark ages. And I mean that very literally, as in there is a power supply shortage. So they have a thing called load shedding, where they switch your power off for, I don't know, can be 6 to 8 hours every day. And your water towers are powered by electricity. So when the electricity goes off, you don't have water once the water tower has run dry. It's madness. It's utter madness. So to be in a first world country where you've got heating and you've got a never-ending supply of electricity, and if there is waterworks or electrical works of any kind, you're notified way ahead of time. You can go onto the website, and there's, on the front page, on the home page, right there is a whole explanation for why it is happening, and a sincere apology for the inconvenience. It's also very customer service related here, and that impresses me. They don't take our business or money for granted here. And yeah, your taxes might be high-ish. I wouldn't say very high, but they are high-ish. But there are no potholes in the roads. And there's no service delivery problems. And yeah, I could go on for ages. I'm just really impressed by the UK, and so very grateful to be here. I love it here. I'm battling with certain things which I think are normal. I'm not going to get into that right now. But on the whole, I'm just so really impressed by how things work here, and how you can go to the post office and people are, they're friendly, they're helpful, they treat you like a customer. This section here where I've damaged it with the eraser. Okay, let's just concentrate here. I'll stop rambling for a bit. Although it won't really, because it's all going to blend out anyway. Yeah, just there's just so many. It's just very, very different here, and I don't know that I could ever go back to living the way we did before. It's just so much better here. There's obviously a lot of things we miss about South Africa. One thing in particular is the bush. There is nowhere else in the world that you can go, that I'm aware of, where you can experience a safari or a game drive in the bush like you do in South Africa. It is, I wouldn't know it's magical. You get taken to another world, and you switch off from everything. You hear all the little insects and you see the wildlife. It's quiet and it's got a smell about it. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. And that is one thing we really, really find we are missing about South Africa, is that there is nowhere else where you can really go to get that same experience. It is something that I feel every person should try to experience in their lifetime, because it is unique and it's truly very special, and there's nothing like it. It's the sounds, the smells, the feeling, the brightly lit starlit sky, the huge massive moons, the sunrises, the sunsets. Yeah, nothing beats those. Okay, so I just want to focus on her sections here. Okay, her chin, just very carefully. I don't want to fiddle too much there right now, because it's a fair amount of detailing and we've got to get it right, otherwise it looks funny. Like her nose, I'm sure you've noticed I try to avoid the nose for now. I will focus on that when I get there. So when I color skin, I'll get a base down, which is what I'm doing now, and then I'll start working on it in sections. And when I'm happy with the section, I'll move on to the next section. I just find it works better, and I can concentrate in a specific area without being worried about how it's going to look overall, because it all becomes very cohesive and complementary in the end. It's just, yeah, you got to concentrate. I prefer to concentrate on a specific area and make sure it's all smoothed out properly, and it works. So I'm trying to decide how. You can see I'm just kind of like, what do I do with this section here? I see a lot of people put this whole section of her eyes sunken into a shadow. I'm not sure I want to do that. However, I am going to, let me move this in. Do this, we'll do it gently so we can get an idea of what it will look like, just to give her like a bridge of a nose. See where to go with it. We'll come together. So as you're laying color down, I'm not laying very much down, I'm sure you can see that, but because of the difference in color, I can sort of get an idea of where I need to now add more color and leave space for highlights. Okay, I see why people do it that way. Okay, but I definitely want her to have a cute little nose. Then I don't want her to look like she's wearing a mask. I see a lot of people color Jasmine's girls that way, where it looks like she's wearing a little mask. I don't want that effect. Alright, we can bring this color down a little bit. Very, very gently, because we're going to smooth it out with the next color. Terracotta always looks so very orange, and then when you mix it like this, it goes such a beautiful tan, natural tan color, to give the skin like a kiss of a, well, it makes the skin look sun-kissed. That's the way you would explain it, without it being tanned as such, you know. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I think our time with terracotta for now is done. Oh, I'm so annoyed with this section here. I hate how the pencil's laying down. When I burnish and blend, it will smooth out. Okay, let's just see. Yeah, I think that's alright for now. Okay, we're going to move on to our next color. Okay, next we're going to go to beige red, which used to be light flesh. So whichever one, you know, the new pencils have been changed, but the older ones are still called light flesh. And we're just going to start blending out a little bit, just very lightly and quickly over, gently, just to smooth it all out and make it all nice smooth blend before we start adding in our darker shadowy colors. I really like the way her face has been structured so far. I think she looks really cute. I'm trying to still decide whether I'm going to follow the guidelines of the color, well, the guidelines provided by Jasmine Becket-Griffith in her description of the actual page. You know, I don't want mine to look like Jasmine Becket-Griffith's original painting. Not that I could ever achieve anything quite as impressive as that. I mean, jeepers, that woman is so talented. She is on another level. Yeah, so but I don't want to be inspired by it. I like to do things my way. So as much as I really enjoy watching all the color alongs and seeing the color combinations and all of that, the chances of me actually mimicking it are very, very minimal, because I like mine to look unique. I want mine to be mine and look like mine. However, what I will do is, what I often do is I will apply the principle that's being taught in a tutorial by our YouTube colorists out there, that you know, I take those principles and ideas and I will apply them to a completely different page, so that it is still my interpretation but heavily influenced by one of the incredible YouTube artists out there and colorists. I'm just always so very inspired, and I love watching all your videos. I think I watch more YouTube coloring videos than I do telly. I just reached a point where I was so bored with what was on telly and way more interested in learning and learning new techniques and learning about supplies and all of that, that I became totally absorbed into the YouTube world. My subscription list for the YouTubers that I follow is pages long. I try to also support as much as I can where I can. I'm terrible at leaving comments, mostly because I watch on my TV most of the time. So even when there's often where I'm catching live streams and I'm not able to participate in the chat. I'm not able to participate in the chat because I'm watching on my telly. And I prefer to watch on my telly because I can see more closely the detail, and yeah, it's just more convenient than trying to hold my phone and watch it off my phone. And speaking of telly, I've just recently started watching Peaky Blinders. Now, I know I'm way behind time. I know it's been around for ages, but it's new to me and I am loving it. Oh, wow. How fascinating. And I know the characters are fictional, but the Peaky Blinders gang are very real, and I'm totally intrigued by the story that they've created. You know what I haven't done is put shadow in this section here, but I'll fix that when I do shadows. Sorry for going off topic. Just try to smooth this section out a bit. And her nose is going to be quite nicely rounded here. Oh, Nunu, look at this little nose. She is so freaking cute. Okay. I'll put a highlight in. Okay. The actual button of the nose I will deal with later when we're doing the sections. Yeah, Peaky Blinders, what crazy things they got up to, these gangsters, on my days. But it's so, I love watching because of the era that it's in. I think it's based in the 20s, and listening to the music, looking at the fashion, and as much as they were rough as nails, you can't help but like them because of the way that the story is being told. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've just started season 2. I was watching Squid Games and got completely sucked in and watched the whole series. Who else is guilty of being sucked into Squid Games? And I don't know that it is as impressive as the hype that has gone around it. However, I completely get it. Because I needed to binge watch the whole lot. I wanted to know what's next. What I was most interested in is what game will be next and how will it be conducted. Thoroughly enjoyed Squid Games. For me personally, unique concept, similar to. So sorry, that's just some car. Similar to Hunger Games, I guess. Just different, more current, not so futuristic, if I can put it that way. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Apparently there's another TV series called Alice in Borderland, which is very similar, and yeah, also a rabbit hole that you could end up getting sucked into. So perhaps I may get to watch some of that this weekend, although with the kids home it is difficult. They monopolize the TV. We'll end up watching kiddies telly all weekend long, and then when they go to bed we can watch a little bit of adult content. Not that we can really stay up late enough. We are so tired. We are getting old, my hubby and I. Not really, I'm only 40, I'm just joking. It's just I feel old. And yeah, the kids monopolize TV, so we end up watching always the same kiddie stuff over and over. But if I don't get to watch it over the weekend, I definitely plan to start it next week. And I can watch it simultaneously while watching Peaky Blinders. Did anybody watch the new series called You? Love that series. It is so good. It is just, I find it humorous and entertaining and funny, but creepy at the same time. I love the psychology behind it. I love anything serial killer related, whether it's wacky or not. However, I say that, but Dexter just didn't grip me. I just didn't get gripped by Dexter at all. Yeah, although, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe the character, maybe I don't like the character. I don't know. Maybe I should try and give it another go. I might enjoy it. I don't know. But yeah, so I hope to watch Alice in Borderland. Gosh, I can ramble on about the most ridiculous things. Sorry. Oh my brain is racing today. All right. So now I don't know if you can see that she's like starting to look a little bit more human, with her skin tone. Okay. The reason I'm rambling so much is because I'm just literally laying down and blending, smoothing out, blending, not doing anything technical, fancy. It's just lightest pressure you can possibly use, going over and over until it all smooths out. We just want to get some pigment down on the page. And what happens is when you've laid down that first layer of pencil, the layer that you lay down over it goes on more smoothly. It just, probably because that top layer of tooth is gone and whatever residue was on there is off now, and so it's nice. I say smooth, but I just mean untextured. I mean, it's obviously still got tooth, but it's just not, yeah, it's like it's clean, if I can put it that way. I don't know if that is the situation, why, but that's how it feels to me. All right, let's just do here. So you see here I am just going over and over, but in the darker areas I'm just putting more layers down than the highlight area. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't add more pigments in the highlighted area, and it still looks highlighted in comparison to the rest. Oh, here's already been done by the looks of it. Okay, and we can do her chin. You can just layer up her chin. Not layer up, just lay down on her chin. And over here on her forehead, we can do some more. Just smoothing out and lightening the transition, making the transition more smooth from one color to the next. I don't want her to look like she's got a glowing forehead. Okay. All right, I think we're good there. Okay, we're going to move on to our next color. Now go on to Ivory. And that's just for the highlight areas, and just smooth out and tone down those shadow areas a bit, any reddish. I love ivory. It's I love the yellow tone to it. It's for me more natural than using a stark white in a highlighted area. If you've got the Caran d'Ache pencils, then the buff titanium would be a great one to use now as well. I will do a video where I use Caran d'Ache. I am, with the help of a amazing friend of mine, excuse me, with the help of an amazing friend of mine, we are building up my Caran d'Ache luminance collection, but I have a decent enough collection to be able to do a coloring page with, so I will do one soon. I'm also thinking of doing a video where I of the Beauty of Horror page that I'm currently working on with Sid Vicious and his girlfriend Nancy, and just show you how I color clothing, if that's something that interests you. You see how the color's been toned down now. It's not so bright and dark anymore, which is what I want, because this is just foundation. It's just to it's a guideline that we've put down now. It's a guideline of what's going to go, and the actual colors are going to come into play shortly after we have laid this down. We're then going to work in sections, and yeah, her nose I will do as a section in itself, because it's such a small area, but you've got to get it right for it to be for it to work, you know. So yeah, we'll take our time with her little nose there and not rush it. If the lighting keeps changing, I'm sorry, but today's weather just cannot seem to make up its mind. It's overcast, and then it's pouring with rain, and now the sun is out, so I have no idea what's going on out there. It's having all 4 seasons in one day. Okay, and just here. Okay, just want to make sure that that highlight area has got a lay down and it's not so stark. Here as well, just smooth it all out. Smooth out here. Okay. Just want to be sure that it is effective. Yeah, so yeah, I was talking about the Beauty of Horror. Speaking of coloring supplies, who is so excited about the 320 Ohuhu markers? Oh my days. I have Ohuhu markers and I love them. And I love them so much that I'm not really that interested in spending the absolute fortune on Copics. And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this, but for now, I'm quite happy with the Ohuhu markers. And I don't even have the brush nib. I've just got the normal dual tip. And I'm happy with them. I'm still new to markers. I literally just wing it and try to figure it out. They are a lot of fun to use, but there's definitely a skill and technique required to get impressive results with them. And I'm way too much of a newbie to consider spending the absolute fortune that you do on Copics right now. I have no doubt that in time I will want to. The more comfortable I become with markers, then sorry, I'm just not happy with this highlight areas. Forgive me. But do you see how it's gone all reddish here? And I don't know where all that's happened. See how gently I'm erasing, and the color comes off so easily because I haven't pressed hard. I'm even holding my eraser at the end, and it's erasing very, very gently. I'm able to get my highlight back. Able to get my highlight back without much effort because I've used very light layers. Okay, that's better. So let's just smooth this out now. And don't worry if it's uneven right now, because we're going to come in with our shadow colors and we'll fix that section up. I just wanted her to have a proper highlight here, especially with our candle. There we go. So yeah, I'm so excited about the 320 Ohuhu markers. One day when I'm big, I'll own a set of those. Yeah. So Kori from Colorfully Optimistic is going to be doing a swatch of the 320 markers on Sunday, and I can't wait to see that. Sincerely hope I'm able to catch her live, because I absolutely adore Kori. I think she is so funny, and yeah, I love her channel. I love her content. To be able to interact with her, she's absolutely amazing. So I'd love to be able to catch her on a live and support her live stream. But having kiddies home, it can be difficult. So this area, I'm just going to lay down the ivory. I'm not going to, but very gently, so that there is a base coat and it's not so stark and white. And here, and here. Okay, and I'm not worried about it being perfectly smooth, because it's going to go into such dark shadow anyway. I'm just trying to smooth it out so that I have a nice base to work with. I am just going to grab the cinnamon. For this section here, and just very gently lay that contour back in more naturally. Okay, here we go. It looks a bit better. Yeah, that's better. All right, back to ivory. My apologies. All right, and here we go. Put this back in. All right, so our base layer is done, and we can now start adding in our special effects of the heavy dark shadows and glows, and now the fun begins. This is when we start moving on to my favorite part of the of coloring, is getting creative and fun with all our color combos and detailing. Okay, so I've got my color chart here, and for the shadows I am thinking of getting these colors, the burnt sienna and Van Dyke brown, the walnut brown, and then the sepia. And I have no doubt that I will have my black. Black is one of my favorite colors to use. It's what gives the harsh contrast between colors and then adds the detailing. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm going to pull those colors out. Okay, if I go quiet, I apologize. I am genuinely concentrating because now the detailing is happening and I don't want to mess it up, because I'm using, oops, I'm using such dark colors. So I've zoomed you in quite a bit so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so we know that this section is going to be very dark, so we can just quite liberally go and add, oopsie, careful of her hair, sorry, using my my perfectionist star. I hope it focuses. Anyway, all right, let's just take out her hair here. Okay, right, so here we can use it rather liberally because we know it's going to be very dark and probably even darker than the Van Dyke brown here, so we can just very easily, without too much concentration, just lay down, but very gently. We don't want to go too dark and then we can't change it, we can't fix it. You've got to be more careful with your darker colors, they are more difficult to erase. Alright, and her here by her eyelashes is going to be darker, and here by her hairline. Okay, we'll put that shadow in, but I don't think it needs to be as dark as this Van Dyke. The shadow I'm talking about is the one that comes underneath her eyebrow. Okay, I think we can go up to about there. Do you see how by using the very light pressure, it easily blends into what's already been laid down, so you can barely tell where I've laid the new color down and where the old color is. It's a smooth transition because they're just layering on top of one another and blending, as opposed to creating a harsh line, which then, you know, leaves a stark difference between colors. It just looks like they've been blended that way already, even though you're laying a new color over. Alright, and we know that in her crease of her eye, it's going to be very dark. So here we can, but we're still careful because it's very close to highlight area. Okay, let's go there, and here's going to be very dark. We'll do her makeup as well. Okay, above here will be dark. Oops. I do it on the line and just slightly under the crease. Alright, here, a bit of a shadow, especially if there's going to be makeup, and here she's going to have eyeliner. We'll get to the nose section just now. Okay. Alright, that's alright. Down here, we can get quite liberal again with color lay down, but very gently building it up and making it darker. Alright. Alright, over there and under her eyelashes, going to be very dark. Alright, I'm going to use this as a section just here, as a section, and then we'll move on. Yeah, we'll just do it section by section. Yeah, it's going to be quite dark until it gets to where the glow of the candle comes. So here it's very dark. Down here is going to be very dark. Even this section. Oops. See, I didn't go gently enough here. Now it creates a bit of a line. Alright, gently just smooth that out. Underneath her eyelashes here will be dark. Then her nose is going to cast a bit of a shadow. So this little section here will have the glow from the candle. Okay, let's go down here, and then this section here goes into shadow again. Her little nose, we can put this shadow in now because we have an idea of how her nose is working. Very gently draw in the rest of her nose. Doesn't have to be exactly precise because it's going to be so dark this side. Alright, here, very gently, very gently. Okay, down here. Alright, we just want to create the shadow that the nose is casting because the light source is coming from this side, so the nose is casting a shadow this side. But the light source is here, so it's doing that. So there's not going to be too much of a shadow underneath the nose. It's actually more up here that's going to have shadow. So you see how I'm holding my pencil like this now, and yes, I'm using it flat on almost, but it's so gently. That's why I say it's to add more precision than actual pressure to lay. I'm not laying down more pigment with pressure. The layering lays the pigment down. It's more to be exact, more precise, and actually even more gentle pressure than what I was originally using. So the nose is going to cast quite a bit of shadow this way because of the candle, and then underneath her eye here, but only up to a point. Okay, only up to a point, and smooth it out. Okay, we want to give her her little eye shape here. Alright, so this section here lands up being quite dark because of the bridge of the nose, casting that shadow. So now we start defining her little nose. Okay, gently. Okay, so this section here will also have a bit of a shadow because of the nose. You see how the pencil now lays down differently here because there's less layers here. So it's toothier. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. We can fiddle more later when we do her actual nose. Around here, gently. Okay, look. So I'm just doing this section for now, and then we'll focus on that side. Underneath her eye here and over here. Alright, we're going to now go even darker, and then we'll blend it all out. Okay, very gently add more layers. Okay, I'm now going to move on to the dark sepia, and really lay it in now, that shadowed area. Okay, but because you've got so many layers underneath it, the dark is going to still have those colors shining through. They don't disappear, they just become I don't know, I don't know what the word is, like I don't know, shadowed, darker. But they definitely come through. If you look at here, and you look at here, the color is completely different now because of all the coats, all the colors that have been layered underneath it. So if you're thinking, why didn't I just come in with this darker color in the beginning, it's for this very reason, so that it doesn't, so it looks like a shadow's been cast over as opposed to it just being dark. And you can blend it out more easily. It just looks more natural. Yeah, it's to give it its mid-tones, and that's why I enjoy layering and taking my time, because of the effects that you can achieve. It looks so it can be so rewarding. All right, I'm concentrating so hard that I don't even know what I'm saying right now, so forgive me if I'm not making sense. I'm just, because the colors are so dark, I don't want to mess it up. And because I've laid down so many colors already, I really don't want to go in and erase, because then I have to do it all over again and build it up again. The tooth of the paper will be fine enough for me to be able to do that. It's just the time that I've already put into it. I don't want to go and do that. Okay, yes, I am making her shadow very, very dark here, and it will be even darker, but that's because it is a dark cave. This side is the shadow side in particular, and yeah, her skin wouldn't normally be this dark. It's just because of the scene that she's set in and the lighting that is available in the setting that she's in. So I wouldn't normally be so liberal with my darkest shadow color, but for the purpose of this illustration, it will work. All right. And still gently, we're not burnishing yet, guys. We miles away from burnishing, so just very gently laying in. And we're going to lay more colors over, and then it will blend out even more. It will, yeah, it will tone down the harsh darkness of this color. Okay. So I want this very shadowed here, especially because of her hair falling down into her face, the luscious eyelashes that Jasmine has given her. So yeah, they're going to be very, very dark. But I don't want to lose her cheekbone. So although this area is in shadow, I do want to still keep quite a contrast between the darkest of the shadow colors and the lightest of the shadow colors, so that she still keeps her cheekbone. And we want to still put on a bit of blush. Although she's goth, we'll think about the blush. We'll add just a hint of a blush there to make her look natural and pretty. There are beautiful goths out there, so yeah, we want her to be beautiful. This crease will now become very, very dark, and now you can see it starts looking like she's wearing makeup. Okay, this area is very dark here, but here we start being careful, because we're going to blend out with our other darker tones. Okay, this is just for the very shadowed areas, like here. It's very shadowed. Gently laying it down. Here, gently laying it down, very, very gently, and over here. Okay, and where her eyeliner will be, so I even go over so that I know I don't want there to be a line in between that white line. If you don't get into that into the thick black lines, you get that line. And here we're very gently going to lay in a bit of shadow here, but not too much. Actually, she's wearing dark makeup, so this can be her makeup. I'm not going to use black on her eyes for that, what is the word? For the smoky, you know, her smoky eyes. I want to give her smoky eyes, but I don't want it to be black. or like she's going to an evening function, you know, she's still, it's daytime. And I know that goths wear dark makeup no matter the time of day, but I don't want her to look like she is going to an evening function. So it will be dark, but dark browns than black itself. Okay, over here, very gently with her nose. So now again, very careful. So we know that the crease is going to be very dark. So we can put that crease in comfortably. I'm not pressing hard, I'm just going over and over. And here is another crease, very carefully. This crease is a gentle crease, so it won't be as harsh as this one. This shadow will go more upwards than downwards. Gently, gently. And here as well. Gently. Okay. We want to put this shadow in here. That's what gives her face definition and contour and interest. Okay. I know she looks funny at the moment. I know, guys. I know. It will all blend out. You have to, this is why you have to be patient, because you have to allow yourself the ability to experiment with where you're putting everything down, and why it needs to be so gently done, because if it doesn't look right, that you are able to then correct it easily. So I'm not happy with that section. Then I'm actually going to take that shadow out, and I can just very gently erase that top layer off. And it still keeps the bottom layers because I'm not erasing, I'm using very gentle pressure to erase, and then we can smooth it out. Alright, I mustn't get too carried away with her shadows here. Her lip, cast a bit of a shadow here as well, just a little bit. So here will be a bit shadowed. She's got very voluptuous lips. Gently there, just gently here. Okay, let's go back here and smooth this out gently. Don't want it to look like she's got a black eye. It's just the shadow that's been cast. Okay. And here. And yeah, it looks a bit scratchy, but it will blend out when we start properly blending that section out. Okay, and over here we want to come in gently here. Like I said, we want to keep the cheekbone, but it's in shadow. And we want to keep the shadow on the side of her face here. Oh, for some reason I can't get in the corner here. Okay, there. And over here. Okay, and we want to give slight shadow here in the corner where the cheekbone comes in. We'll have quite a bit of a shadow there to give her face shape. Under her eyelashes here is going to get very dark. Okay, just where the eyelashes are. Alright, so I just need to change my position. Alright, gently, gently. We can do her under her eye here. She's going to have eyeliner. Gently. And this side. Remember to rotate your pencil to keep the point nice and sharp. Okay, we can go nice and dark here again. Alright. Here. Very gently adding in that shadow. Underneath her chin we'll have a nice dark shadow as well. I like to give them a little bit of a dimple there. Over here will be a shadow on the side of her lips. Because this side. So this side will be a lot darker than that side. Okay, it's just, so I'm concentrating because I really don't want to mess up with the dark sepia. It's such a dark color. Okay, and I don't want it to look funny either, like overshadowed. It's just the contours of her face will be casting shadow over this side because of the candle. So, but there will still be a highlight area where the candle will still catch a part of her face. Alright, under her chin here. Here. We'll go dark as well. Here. Okay. I want it to have a little bit more of a rounded chin than such a funny. I don't want to give her a Popeye chin. You know? Okay, let's do like this. Alright. Yeah, I think that's good with the sepia for this section. Over here, sorry, I just want to add a bit more for the makeup. Gently bring it down. Okay. Here's very dark again because of the eyelashes and her hair. Alright. Okay, now that we've laid down the dark sepia, we're going to move on to walnut brown. I apologize for the background noises. Okay, so we're just going to go, remember we're working in sections, so we're just going to now blend out the dark sepia that we had there and just smoothly transition it into the lighter areas with the walnut brown. Walnut brown will also warm up the dark sepia a bit. Okay, over there. And here. So we're doing the shadow area under her eyebrow. Okay. Just very, very gently. Don't want any harsh lines. Okay. So I went to go fetch my boys from school and we're back home now, and my hubby's home as well now. So there's probably going to be background noise and possibly a few interruptions. So I apologize. I will try edit out if I can. But let's see how much I can get recorded. I want to try and get as much of her skin done today as possible. All right. We're just going where we have gone already and just warming up the dark sepia, and then also just smoothing out the blend and the transition from the dark to the light. Okay. So another coloring supply I'm quite excited about is the Black Widow's new dragon set. I see it's not available on Amazon yet. I can't remember the details from the newsletter. I did receive the newsletter, but I know it's coming soon. I'm very excited. Now, I know there's a bit of a waiting period, but it's so worth waiting for. Anybody else out there a Black Widow fan as well? I think with this set, it will end up making my Black Widows the second largest pencil set that I have. And I actually really enjoy using them. I'm using them currently on a whip in a Jade Summer book. where I used my Ohuhu markers as the base and detailing with the Black Widows over it. It's only problem with the Jade Summer box is that the Amazon space paper is too terrible. But I just wanted to do something fun and light-hearted, so I picked it up and then laid some markers down. But the skin came out so terrible that I was like, no, we need to fix this. She looks like she's had a self-tan go wrong, so I've taken pencil to her. I might do a recording where I just pick that whip up and just carry on with it, and we play with the Ohuhus and the Black Widows and have a bit of a chat and a laugh. It's her steampunk book that I'm working on. I just felt like something completely different and fun, and yeah. I go through stages where I want to explore different whips, lots of different whips. And then there's stages where I become so overwhelmed by all the whips that I go back to only doing one whip at a time again. So I don't know if you guys also go through phases like that. It's yeah, but I'm very excited to see the colors that are going to be in. I mean, it's all very well seeing the pencils and the marketing and all of that, but you don't actually know what the colors are until you've done a color chart. Oh, speaking of which, we're all going to have to amend our Black Widow color charts now, aren't we? And re-swatch them. Oh, well. I have to have my pencils in an order before I can use them. They have to be in color order. Otherwise, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, and I can't see the blends, or the color combination, not the blends, the color combinations, if they're not in color order. So yeah, I suppose it's a bit of a form of an OCD. Not too extreme, but yeah. Okay, I think we are done with the walnut brown. Can you see how it's warmed up the dark sepia? And just made it a bit of a smoother transition. So around her eye now, we're going to go back to doing the makeup here, and just want to make her look nice makeup here. No glitters for gothlings, so we don't have to make it super shiny or anything. I like to do that with makeup, but yeah, I don't think it would be appropriate for a gothling. I might change it up later since she's a fairy, but for now we're going to leave it like that. Okay, now we need to do this transition of the nose smoothly, where we show that it's starting to curve over. We don't want it to be like a broad bridge on her nose, so we do have to bring it in a bit. Okay, and then here where the shadow is laying down from the candle. I apologize for the sirens. Like I said in my previous video, I'm right by train tracks and a road, a main road, and a school. So I apologize for all the background noise. It's peak hour traffic right now. Everyone's making their way home and getting ready for the weekend. Anybody got exciting plans for the weekend? I'm hoping to just get some colouring done and have it nice and chilled, but I have a feeling we'll end up at my brother-in-law's place probably over the weekend visiting. I apologize for the noise. Shame my hubby just came in to let my son know that his dinner's ready. He was sitting here playing on the computer while I record. Okay, it's gone now. That was a very noisy train. Some of them are very quiet and they go by with their tick, 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 tick. But some of them get very screechy and loud. I don't know if it's Depends on how wet the tracks are. The weather has been so peculiar today. Most undecided as to what it wants to do. Okay, so already the color's going to start, the paper's going to start burnishing because we've got quite a few layers down already. And yeah, and that's fine because we are detailing now. We'll do a last smooth blend when when we do our final blend out. Sorry, I can't find the words today. All right, so let's take all the extra dust residue off. When you layer up, it does that. You can see over here my page is starting to get like dirty. I hate when it does that, but I guess there's dust from the pencils. Okay, and it smooths it out quite nicely. That looks much better already. All right, so walnut brown is done for now. We're going to go on to... All right, we're going to go back to the Van Dyke brown. All right, and we're just warming up the shadows as well, going over the shadows, blending out now, smoothing out what we've laid down. And yes, she's very dark this side, but it's on purpose. It's an effect that we are wanting to create. Oh, that's my TV crackling, sorry. I'm listening to some music quietly in the background. I'm hoping that the microphone won't pick it up. All right, so yeah, we go here. We're just literally smoothing out, but very gently. We're not burnishing yet because we still have quite a few more layers to come with more colors. Okay, just lightening up and just smoothing out what we have laid down. And here we're going to come out even further again. Okay. We still want it darker here at the bottom of the bridge of the nose. Don't know what that is. Okay. We'll do the bottom shadow of the nose when we get to the nose itself. Just doing this section here. Now normally, well, I suppose with Jasmine's girls you can't really do that. Normally when I do lips, I have a bit of a highlight area here, but with her shape of her lips it's not really possible. So, oh my days, what is with all the sirens today? Maybe it's because it's weekend, people are getting crazy out there. Okay, over here. Smooth, gently, gently, gently again here, smoothing it out. Now we're building the bridge of her nose. Oops. Okay. Just rub that out. It's a bit too much too soon. Build that up slowly. No, I don't think that was enough. Just erase it out. There we go, that's better. Okay. Alrighty, and we need her little button here to come into play. He's going to have a shadow, but the shadow here is not going to be as dark as the shadow here. We do want to enhance this shadow though. And then here. Alright, let's just, there we go. Just gently, gently, gently. Okay, I like how she's looking. I hope you are too. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to move the whole book. Okay, and we're just smoothing out here, fading it out. All right. That's Van Dyke Brown. We're now going to the beige sienna. Okay, we're warming it all up. So again, we're going over the whole shadowed area, and we're giving it a bit of a warm tone. Okay, and over here by her eyes. All right, I will go quieter while doing this, well, these certain sections, because it requires quite a bit of concentration and I just don't want to mess it up. And I'm winging it, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping it works out and doesn't, yeah, I don't embarrass myself. Just gently. Okay, so it's like her nose continuing, but it's not causing as much of a harsh shadow because it's not so, this part of her nose is not as high up as what, doesn't go as high up as what the rest does. And also we've got the like forehead thing starting here. So this is where we start darkening it up in the middle here as well. So we can bring this into the middle because we need this to come into play. Don't quite know how I want it to come into play just yet. So I'm just laying it down gently for now until I figure this part out. Yeah, and we'll figure this part out when we get there. Just so I know what I'm working with. I know it looks very scruffy and untidy here, sorry. I use tiny circular motions. As you can see here, the little circles are actually showing because I haven't gone over it enough to blend it all out. But then by using the little circular motions, you prevent harsh lines. Okay, let's see here. We'll go something like that. And we have a better idea of what's happening. Okay, we're going back into her nose again and we're bringing it up until we reached the top of the nose. We'll smooth it out, what we have laid down already, and just lightening it up gently. This here is going to be slightly darker, but then we go there. We're going to do the eye now into the crease, and the crease is not done yet. The final details will come in with either the black or the dark sepia again once we've blended out. Okay, I think here we can actually, because she's going to have very dark makeup, I think we can actually just finish it off like that now. And we will, and you know what, it will actually work with the glow of the candle there. With it this color, it will actually work quite well. Then we're coming here, we're blending out here. Okay, and then I do hope to be able to touch on the topic of South Africa's fauna and flora. I have prepared some pictures to show. Yeah, I hope it will be of interest to you. I'm no expert, so if I do make a mistake and there is an expert out there, please kindly correct me so that I know for future. I'm not afraid of being corrected. I like to learn new things, and I don't claim to know it all. It's just the information that I sometimes have, because I'm not an expert in that field, is what I've managed to find on the internet, and I'm hoping it's correct. But it doesn't mean I am 100% spot on. So if you, yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind you teaching me something new. I love to learn new things. Okay. So the space is getting smaller and smaller, and it's just looking very nicely in shadow there. That is the burnt sienna done. So it is Saturday morning. I had to stop recording last night because it got noisy with the full house, and I wanted to spend time with my babies. So we are carrying on with the burnt sienna. I just want to put some more lay down in, just smooth it out a little bit more, make it a little bit more warm. Warm it up a bit, just gently all over the place. Okay, I want to just bring it in here. It was this area in particular that I wanted to tackle. And over here, just bring it in a little bit. There we go. Bring it in here a bit. I wanted this to be a little bit warmer as well. Okay, want it here. So I'm not normally a morning person, so I'm sorry if I go a little quiet. It's just waking up. But I'm really excited to get this video out, so I just want to lay down enough progress to be able to publish my next video, being this one. And I'm hoping to get this video out in time before Sunday, because I'm sure many of you would want to watch Kori's live swatching of the 320 Ohuhu Markers. I'm very excited to see that. I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to participate. Okay, that looks much better. Okay, we're going to go in with the, I think with Caput Mortem, just to put some more of that, oops. Put some more of that like reddish tone back in. Now we're kind of starting to like blend out a bit and burnish a little, but still not hard pressure. It will do it on its own because of the amount of layers that are down. Still very gently. I've not had to sharpen my pencils at all because I've laid down so little pressure. And the pigment is so highly pigmented that there is no need to use hard pressure. It will lay down. Okay, we want to smooth this section out a bit nicely. Just going to get my brush and brush off any extra pigment that is on here. See, look at that. Just cleans it up a bit. That's better. All right, yes. Mortem was a very good idea. Much better. Okay, we're going to terracotta. We're going to be now blending out and just finishing off our top layer and smoothing out. Blending, burnishing, all of that we're pretty much done on this side. Yeah. So just concentrating to make sure it's smooths out nicely. So possibly increasing my pressure a little bit here, just a little bit, because I'm trying to finish off. I'm just yeah, basically burnishing now, but I don't want to burnish everything out of the paper. It's more to smooth out any blending and yeah, just finishing up the side of her face. Over here, we still need to put the shadow this side as well. So I thought I would share with you regarding the South African fauna and flora. I thought I'd share with you South Africa's national flower, which is the king protea, an absolutely exquisite wildflower that you find in a I suppose it's an area called the fynbos or sugar bush, and the fynbos is a small belt of natural shrubland located in the Eastern and Western Cape of South Africa. Those are the provinces of South Africa along the coastline. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous shrubland that you can, that's there. It's all wildflowers, and there's a very distinctive smell to it. I've been trying to think of what the smell is, but it's the closest smell I can compare it to is lavender, but not as perfumey, and not as pungent. Pungent's the wrong word because it's very it's a pretty smell, but it's not as strong. It's more, it's a wildflower smell. But when you're in the fynbos, you can smell all the shrubbery and flowers, and it's a an amazing experience. It opens up your senses, and you feel alive. You feel relaxed and alive when you're in the fynbos. The fynbos, those areas being the Eastern and Western Cape, they are predominantly they predominantly have a Mediterranean climate, and then they also have very rainy winters. So just so you can know what kind of terrain is required, or climate that is required for it to thrive. It's very coastal and mountainous in that area. It's very, very mountainous. So what I'm going to do is I will, when I'm finished here, which I'm almost done on this with this section, I'm going to pop up a few pictures for you of the fynbos, so you can see how gorgeous the area is. And I have a video clip as well that was sent to me by a dear friend in South Africa, Lynn, who I actually met in a coloring group, and she sent me excuse me, this beautiful video of, I think it's the Cosmos area, but I stand to be corrected, like I say. Lynn, if you're watching and I'm wrong, please correct me. But yeah, I think it's the Cosmos, and it's these beautiful wildflowers. And when I watch this video, I can immediately feel the warm sun kissing my skin. I say kissing, but more like baking. It's very hot. And I naturally squint my eyes because I feel the bright, bright sun in my face when I watch this video, and it makes me want to close my eyes and listen to all the sounds of all the insects. It's a very distinctive experience. And yeah, watching the video just brings all those smells that I was talking about of the wildflowers and all of that. It awakens up those senses. It's amazing how a video can do that. It's not just a visual thing, it's an experience that you get taken back to in your memory, which then triggers all your senses. It's absolutely incredible how our brains work and how memories work, that they are more than just a picture in our head. It's it's pretty amazing. So yeah, you want a piece of Africa? I will share that video clip with you. Okay, we're done with terracotta. We're going now to beige red, or light flesh, like it was called before. And now we are just really just blending this all out. Yeah. Remember, we still need to add in the glow of the candle here in the highlighted area. So I'm just blending out everywhere, and then we'll do that glow, that highlights. Okay, so I'm not pressing hard, I'm just going over it and over it until it smooths out, because this is the burnish layer for this section. I don't do it too hard because I will want to come in with a black later to add in finer details. I just want to smooth out and blend out any rough edges, any of these blotches. Just smooth it all out and tone it down, make it look a little bit more natural. Not like she's been toasted too long in the toaster. She yeah, we want to still keep her, just want her in a shadow. So like I was saying to you earlier about the layering with oil pencils, it's, even though we've got all those dark layers over, coming over with this light color, you can see the light color over the dark. It doesn't take the dark away, and it doesn't the light color doesn't get lost over the dark either. It doesn't mush like like a Prisma does. It layers over, so each layer of color has an effect. Okay, smooth this out. See, this section we will come and we will add more definition with our darker pencils later. Okay, over here. Alright, over here. I'm just smoothing it all out. So she's not so blotchy. Over here. So the King Protea, it's such a beautiful, unique flower. And the reason the Protea is South Africa's national flower is because it represents change and hope in local tradition. And it's the largest of the Proteas. The Protea grows in the fynbos, can be found there. It also resembles a crown and has been the national flower of South Africa since 1976. Yeah, just a few little fun facts there for you. And it's got like a fur on it. It's so I try to choose pictures where you can actually see the texture of the flower. It's one of my favorite flowers. Okay, we're going to go on to the ivory. Sorry. Go on to ivory. It's one of my favorite flowers, and because it's just so beautiful when it's closed, when it's open. It's and it's got the most gorgeous colors in it, unique colors, like a dusty pink kind of color. It's very pretty, pinks and reds, not reds but like dark, yeah, it's like dusty pink, dirty pink, really lovely. Okay, excuse me. Alright, so we're going to go with this gorgeous color. I love this. Not that I'm a yellow fan or orange fan at all, but this color is just the right mix of yellow and orange, and it's such a beautiful, rich color. It's the dark chrome yellow 109 from the Polychromos. Okay, we are going to now lay in where the glow of the candle is going to lie. And just very gently and very subtly, we're going to lay it into the highlight area. Now, because we've already got so many layers down, it's not going to be highly saturated when we lay it down. It's gonna it will be very, very subtle, which is what we want to go for. And it's just in the highlighted area, but it will be in the shadowed area as well. You need the orangey yellowy hue of in the shadowed areas as well, because it's not just the highlighted area that's got the glow. That glow is going to fall in all the areas. So for it to be effective, you need to lay it down wherever light will be hitting, including the shadowed areas. So, and it won't look so funny when we're done. It's just going to look a little funny now because this glow will carry on through her face. Do you hear background noise? I apologize. My son is home, my oldest. My youngest has gone to work with my hubby. He's got a little friend there that he goes and plays with on a Saturday morning, and they have an absolute party and huge play date at work while the parents are working, but they keep each other busy, which then enables the parents to work. It's quite cute, actually. Okay, so like this area is very shadowed. The light is not going to get anywhere near there, but the glow will come into this shadowed area here, and it's not obvious. It's very, very subtly there, just very, very subtly in, so that it's just for an effect to give it a glow, that's all. Okay, but you can't have the glow here because there would be no light there at all. The nose and lips are blocking this section. Over here. Okay, and then the eyelashes will be blocking, so no. And over here, it could get into this area here. Even though it's in shadow, it's just a reflection of the light. Okay. We want to come up here and carry the glow on. Okay, but then the eyelashes, oh no. But in under the hair, so the hair is causing a shadow this way, but the light is coming in, so it will get in under there. So even though it's dark from the hair, the light is still coming up, and so this section will be in shadow. I mean, will have a glow from the light, but not where the eyelashes are blocking the light. This whole shadow thing is very complicated. Shadow and highlights and light source and all of that's all very, very. And I think that is where maybe some people get confused, is with the whole light source and highlights. Those are two different things. And so even though you've got shadows, you will still have a light source effect in that shadowed area. But it's not a highlight. It's completely different. Highlight is where shadows do not fall or fall less. Okay, I think that looks pretty all right. So yeah, I know it looks funny right now, but it's a special effect. So when she's completely done, it will it will come together and make complete sense. Yes, she looks a little funny right now. I just want to give her a bit of a blush as well. For her cheek, I'm going to use Rose Carmine. I love this color. It's not quite pink, it's not quite red, it's not quite peachy. It's kind of a mix of them all. All right, so now once she's got a bit of, we just do her cheek area, just to give her a bit of color and make her a little prettier. Add it in. Yes, and I don't want, I know not her eyes, but I'm just giving her a bit of color. That's all it is. So I don't want it to look like makeup as such. I just want her to have a rosy complexion. Very gently over. That's why I leave it for last, so that it doesn't go down, it doesn't leave too much pigment. I want it very natural looking. Oh, you see here how different the paper is, because there's been less layers laid down here, so the paper is still very, very toothy in that area. Okay, just give her a bit of color. We'll smooth that out, don't worry. Okay. You will use your dark chrome yellow to kind of blend that out. This section here where I've gone all scribbly. So that's why I'm not too phased, because I'm going to blend it out. Right, just very gently adding some color in. She doesn't look like a zombie. And I know, guys, she looks very strange right now. I get it. But you've got to be patient with skin, because it will look strange until her eyes are done, her lips are done, her hair's done. And once all the other color goes onto the page, you won't believe how it washes the skin out. So you might sit there going, gosh, she looks so strange right now, or like her skin's too dark, or, you know, you won't know until it's completely done. And then you can always tweak, which is why I don't properly burnish, to enable tweaking at the end if I need to. Okay, that looks better. She's so cute. I know she's not supposed to be cute, she's a gothling, but she is just so cute. Okay. Just to give her a bit of color. She was looking a bit stark. Okay, we're going to go back with the dark chrome yellow. And just blend it out. So the blush is there, but it's not harsh. It's just very, very subtly there. There we go. Okay. And that, my lovelies, is this side of her face done. Yes, we still need to do her, excuse me, her forehead. So I think what we'll do is, in the next video, we'll do this section and possibly her forehead, because this section won't be as complicated as this side, I think. And then, yeah, and then we can do her nose and her mouth, and then her eyes in the video after that. Let me know your thoughts. But I think we'll leave it there for today. I think it's going to be quite a long video already. Oh, I just want to, I'm seeing something here. This is what happens, and then I'll end up fiddling. Just want to, I think if I add burnt sienna, I just want to fix this section. It's annoying me, and I'm not going to be able to concentrate, and then I'll end up fixing it and you won't know how it got fixed. Alright, I just want to add the burnt sienna to here, like a line, and I don't want the line, I want it smooth. There we go, that's better. She's losing her button effect on her nose. Okay, and just smooth here. There we go. You know what? Let us add a bit of black. To her eyes. Or you know what? We'll do the eyes when we do the eyes. No, I'm still not happy. Sorry. Faff. Fiddle and fiddle and fiddle until I'm happy. So I think what I might need to do here is bring in a darker color. Okay, that's better. That's better. I'm gonna just take the Van Dyke. And just here. Just transition it a little bit more smoothly. Over here. Okay, that's a bit better. Take our brush, smooth it out. See, it gets rid of all that residue. And powder, I don't know, the dust that gathers. And she smooths out. I'm very happy with that so far. I hope you are too. Now remember, the other side of her face is not going to look like that at all. It's yeah, she's going to have much lighter on this side, completely on this side. It's just that side that's very in shadow. Even her forehead here, you see how the glow is coming in, so even that won't be as shadowed as the rest of her face here. Yeah, and there's not really much preventing the light, the candle light, so that won't be as shadowed as that area, which is why I'm not doing it right now. Yeah, I think we leave it there. This is how she looks now. And here is the fynbos area I was talking about earlier. And the unique king protea, where you can see the beautiful fluffy furry texture. Remember to please check out Color Me Stress Free's channel. I'll put the link below in the description. I'll also include the link to Kori's live stream where she's going to be swatching out the 320 set Ohuhu markers on Sunday at midday Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I'm wishing you a wonderful, beautiful, colorful day.